Hello and welcome to our final episode of Capture. I'm Faith Vandervoort. Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein has called for a recount of votes cast in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, hoping to raise $9 million in donations to pay for the costs. While technically possible, Republicans, Democrats, and Stein herself admit the recount is unlikely to change the results of the election. This is, quote, a nonpartisan issue. It's not about the candidates. It's not about helping one or hurting the other, Stein said in an interview. The Clinton campaign has agreed to participate should the recount commence, while the Trump campaign has called the effort a scam meant to fill Green Party coffers. The final deadline for the count is December 13th. Turning to campus news, a communication professor is experiencing significant success with his new book, Divine Opportunity. I got the chance to talk with Dr. Montague about his work and how it's affecting others. Dr. Ryan Montague, an assistant professor for the Department of Communication Studies here at APU, recently published a book called Divine Opportunity that is making waves on campus and around the globe.
The Divine Opportunity book is really geared for just everyday Christians, and it really helps open people's eyes to the many divine appointment conversations and just opportunities for conversation to connect with people on the day-to-day throughout the course of our daily lives.
Several students on campus have said that the book prompted them to be more in tune with the Holy Spirit, but the widespread effect the book is having off campus is what excites Montague the most.
One was a student that graduated from APU a couple years back and was reading through the book, and he was leaving his church one Sunday afternoon. They have a coffee shop out after their church service, and he was leaving the coffee shop to head out, and he spotted this younger girl that was sitting at the coffee shop by herself, like teary-eyed and kind of crying, and noticed that there was tons of people around, but nobody actually interacting with her. And so he kind of started to walk off, honestly, and he even said, like, normally I would have just, I wasn't sure what to do. I would have normally just walked off, but I thought about the divine opportunity and that this could be one. So he went back and went up to her and said, hey, do you mind if I sit down with you? And she said no, and he's like, well, do you mind if I ask you, like, what's on your mind? And she just kind of looked at him and said, well, to be totally honest, I'm contemplating committing suicide. And so he just sat there with her for over an hour, hearing her story, prayed with her, ended up giving her a ride home that night, and made her pinky promise not to take her own life. And then he was able to connect with the pastors the next day.
Divine Opportunity can be purchased online at Amazon.com as well as in the APU bookstore. APU's Psychology Club hosted its first puppy therapy night in the Cougar Dome. The event is designed for students to de-stress before finals week. Neuroscience has proven that playing with puppies helps reduce feelings of isolation, lessen depression, provide comfort, and decrease anxiety among adults with high levels of stress. The APU community showed up in very large numbers to make sure that during finals week, they don't end up in the doghouse. This season, the swim team has faced the challenge of both team captains suffering injuries. Here's a look at how they've stayed strong this season and what they've learned along the way.
Captains Sydney Escalante and Heidi Zuniga have both suffered injury this swim season and have had to find a way to persevere for the sake of their team.
Coming into the year getting injured in July, I thought I would be a lot better come November, but overcoming that has kind of just it has kind of looked like having a more positive attitude and stressing my role as a team captain.
It was just really weird not being able to swim with everyone. I've never been out of the water for more than a week. So being out of the water for like about 2 weeks, not being able to swim, and just watching everyone swim and actually seeing people getting better at each practice, it's just like, wow, that's a bummer.
Teammates have appreciated the hard work their captains have put in and are all coming together in support this season.
Two key important people on the team being injured as our captains, and it's been really cool to see our team come together and not let that affect us and then affect our performance. And I think that our team has done a really good job at pushing through.
Head coach Tim Kyle says Sydney and Heidi bring more to the team than their swimming ability and thinks that they exceed expectations as captains even through this hard time.
I really believe that our captains are kind of the epitome of what a captain should be through injury and through all that perseverance.
It's not all about the swimming. And so I guess I just try to remind myself of that and try to remind my teammates of that. It's, yeah, you're going to swim great, you're not going to swim great, but what you get from the program, the relationships, and just what you learn throughout your 4 years is what's important.
Students, if you're looking for a study break, head to the basketball games this Saturday. The women's team plays at 1 p.m., followed by the men at 3 p.m. And that's all we have for this edition of Capture. From everyone here at our studio, thank you for joining us. Good luck on finals, and we'll see you in the spring.